Hey, how you doing? This is Saint. I'm just checking out some new monitors today. This is just for the kind of working room, and yeah, to be honest, I've had NS10s in here for the longest while. Not the easiest things to work on, and I kind of want to do more in here and have a better idea. So I'm checking out a couple of things today. I'm checking out the Event 2030s and the new Presonus Sceptre S8s. Now these are kind of a pre-production pair, and yeah, let's kind of see what they do. I've heard great things, from people, but no one's actually had their hands on a pair really. So sort of real world situation. Now I'm only doing this on the iPhone, and I've got, before anyone says, a less than ideal circumstance here. So I've got the Event 2030s on real good sand-filled stands, and at the moment I've got the Sceptres just on top. This is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to be able to switch between them and the trusty NS10s. Now, when I get further down the line of what I think is better, what will work, the next thing I'm going to do is put them up against the Opals. Now, some of you will know me as being a Quested man, which I am, but only on the large scale of Quested. Near fields I never really particularly got on with, so it was only the Tuba 8s, Tuba 10s and things that I kind of liked and still use. And the reason for that was loads of time in London, in now Faithless, Rollo's studio. When that was a commercial facility and he was in Studio B the whole time with Gert, I was quite often in Studio A. Now, I went and said, hey, why are you always in Studio B and everything? And Gert said, hey, best kept secret in London, this monitoring. And the 4x10 Quested system in Studio B totally outshone the 4x10 in Studio A. It was immense, and I can understand why they were doing all the Faithless. And this was early days of Faithless. This is as Rollo was giving birth to Faithless. It was incredible. And when I went to Quested, after going all around the houses and everything, I said, listen, I want something that sounds like Studio B. Can't even remember the name of the place now. It wasn't Matrix. It was, up the top of Highbury. Anyway, Highbury Corner. I can't remember the name of the place before Rollo actually bought it. Anyway, so a lot of you probably will have seen these anyway. So we've got the Event 2030s, and as I say, less than ideal. At the moment, I've got the Sceptre 8s on top of that. So I'm just going to kick back and I'm going to listen to an old friend of mine's track. It's probably going to sound really crappy over the iPhone, but let's just see what reactions are. Now, all I've done with these is I've pink noised them to make sure left and right's the same levels and calibrated it to the central station, and I've got a similar output coming from each set. So I'm not going to be wowed because one set's louder than another or something. So let me just play this and let's see. I'm going to start with the NS10s, and I'm just going to have a listen to it, have a bit of fun. Now I'm also going to sit back a bit from this. I've no idea where the sweet spots are with these, but I kind of know if I'm this distance from the NS10s at this sort of level, I'm getting a bit of a representation, I'm getting a bit of bottom end. Not much, they're NS10s, but a bit. I kind of know what the vocals sound like on this. I know what Josh did with them. so I kind of know what space he wanted them in. Yeah, and as much as it doesn't sound great, I know what it's doing. I know how that'll translate. I just can't hear any bottom end. Go to the events. Okay. Those are pretty impressive for a small box. Kind of sounds close to the put it upstairs in a big studio. The only issue I'd have with that is kind of how accurate is that bottom end. I can hear it, but is it overly impressive compared to you know, a lot of those big upstairs monitors in the studios? Just to give a bit of when the A&R guys used to come around, and this is like a smaller version of that to me. It's good, but going to go back to the NS10s a minute. Very mid-range, very punchy, yeah, everything you'd expect from the NS10, but it was a great mixed track, this, you know, they did a really good job on it. So let's go back to the events. There's some good spatial awareness there. I can actually hear some of the effects on those vocals. Oh, by the way, I'm using the central station right here, just as my remote switching. Perfect for this, so I've got a lead and I can sit back. Yeah, I really quite like what these events are doing, actually. They're not the opals. I'm going to test the opals next week. One thing I do know, they're significantly better than the 2020 BAS. Significantly better. Just from first impressions. And it's months since I've heard the 2020s, but I wasn't impressed with those. These are doing something. So I'm going to go to the Presonus now, to the Sceptres. Hold on, that can't be right. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's a little bit different, actually. No way. Hold on, I'm back to the events. But the events have got quite a lot of bottom end going on, but the Presonus is like it's not more bottom end, it's a lot more defined. I've got to go back. I don't believe that. Only one pair going. Back to the Presonus. Now, this is not going to translate on the iPhone. But, oh my God! What have they done with these things? Jesus! I'm absolutely speechless. Those things sound like my big questions. They're kicking like heck in the bottom end, but it's not woolly. There's serious definition in there. It's more akin to a really good big PA, but with all the translation from the mid highs, and that be some kind of magic. I don't know. I've no idea what they've done here. What has David done to this design? Yeah, now the events. I've still got the bottom end. I've just gone back to the events, but it's woolly. I've got a kind of dip in the mid range. Tits and arse, as I used to call it, you know, like the Serwin Vega smiley curve. But the Presonus sound like there's a sub on there. I was going to change this. Let me go back to the NS10, so I'm going to try something else. Okay, let's go more cheaper actually. Now this, once again, was very well recorded. I wish it was translating on this video, because it won't be. It's an iPhone on the front camera. NS10s kind of know what you're getting again. Must be time for a sneaky snip of wine. Cheers.
Flocking to the sea, crowds of people wait for me.
Now, this obviously is something NS10s are good at. If you've got a lull, and if the vocals sound too loud on NS10s, they're probably right. And if you have a lot of air on an NS10 on a vocal, it's probably right. Now they kick in and kind of standard NS10, not going deep of course. Strings are really loud, which means they're probably the right level. I'm going to go to the event. Now on this, I've got a bottom end, but it sounds boxy. It sounds kind of small. It sounds like I've got a sub on a small boxy speaker. So I've got some bass extension, but it's not really kind of doing it for me. It's and it's nice. It's a lot nicer than the NS10 to listen to, but it sounds more like a bloomy hi-fi speaker. I'll let the dynamics come back into this. It's nice, pleasant listening to. I'm daring pushing this bloody Sceptre button. Sorry guy, game over. That's a different world. My gosh. I can hear the stereo spread of these things. I can hear the reverb tails. Bottom end is so much more controlled. Feels like it's kicking you, you know. I'm hoping this isn't distorting this as it is. It probably is. Wow. The panning. Fucking hell. This is ludicrous.
A cool breeze flows behind the west.
I've got a bit of the NS10 quality of if the vocals up front, but it doesn't sound too loud on these. It sounds kind of like it's in your face. God, I can work with these. Well, that's kind of got me thinking you can believe some of the hype. These things are astonishing. You know, and I've been through Pretty much. The Genelec, the 10 series, you know, I mean 1029, that was a piece of tat. Used to use 1032s the whole time. When I was working with Gary and the Farley and Heller boys, 1031s, big places, you know, the Tuba 15s, I don't remember their model number. I kind of liked them, but they were a bit harsh. But years of use. Went down the Donaudio route as a micro-active monitor or a mini-active monitor. Had BM6As for the longest time. But I'm almost speechless at these things. They sound like a box that's about 3 times the size and about 5 times the money. I mean, I've been using Barefoot recently, the 27s, I must admit. I love those. I've even used the micro ones, and they're damn impressive, but they're really, really dependent on positioning in your room. If you've got the wrong room and you position those bad boys wrong, they'll give you tons of problems. And this is not an ideal room. This is my writing and ideas room. These are having no issue in here. None. No issue. They're away from the wall. I mean, I'll put them actually on the stands properly now. Because I don't think there is an AB. I kind of now want to dial these in to here. There we go. I've not been that shocked for... well, quite a while, actually.